She showed up at my office on a Friday afternoon. She looked like she had trouble, big trouble, the kind of trouble that couldn't be fixed with a trip to the bowling alley and a pocket full of gumballs. Little did I know that the case she brought me would be more disastrous than a lighter fluid shortage on the 4th of July. What can I do for you, Miss...
Miss Wondrous, I need to hire you to find my sister. She was supposed to meet with a man in a bad part of town. She needed help with revenue recognition from contracts with customers, and now she's disappeared.
Revenue recognition, huh?
Yes, my sister had entered into, well, let's say a contract and needed to recognize the income.
I see. So she'd identified the contract.
Yes, but then she's, well, my sister's somewhat young and naive.
Let me guess. She didn't realize exactly what was in the contract. Am I close?
Yes, that's right. And she needed to know what was in the contract so she could identify the separate contract performance obligations.
Look, do you have a photo of this guy?
Oh, I know I've got one in here. Here it is.
I see. We'll start by looking for him. I'll put my partner on it tonight. The phone woke me in the middle of the night. It was Detective Tollhouse with bad news. Worse news than finding out the truck with your shipment of cream pies broke down next to the clown school. They needed me at the crime scene. I made a call to Miss Wondrous only to find out she'd checked out of her hotel. It was going to be a long night. It was a foggy morning, the kind of fog that forms when the difference between the air temperature and the dew point is less than 4 degrees and the water vapor condenses in the tiny liquid water droplets suspended in the air. Really foggy. Can you cut that out?
Sorry.
Here they are. Looks like they had an argument about the price of the contract.
I can understand. Determining the transaction price can be one of the most difficult steps in revenue recognition. You have to consider all aspects of the contract to come up with the actual consideration. Never a pretty sight.
Yeah, the bodies are pretty messed up.
Not the bodies, the variable consideration. Not only do you have to consider all factors, as well as most likely outcome, but then you have to update the figure each reporting period.
Truly a shame. And then they have to allocate the price.
Right. Thanks, Detective. Looks like we've set ourselves up to recognize some revenue, but there's still a lot that has to be satisfied. I arrived at the club at about 9. The place was hopping. Hopping like a frog conference in a thumbtack factory. So, who's the dame?
That's Ingrid O'Malley.
O'Malley, eh? Looks familiar.
She's new in town. During the day, she works in an accounting office. She's told me she's been working with an agent.
An agent, eh? That could complicate things.
How so?
You see, core guidance says that you should recognize revenue for amounts that you expect to be entitled.
So, some other guy's involved now. What's the big deal?
So you gotta decide. Are you the principal who's providing the goods or service, or just some stooge?
So the principal would record the revenue at the gross amount?
Right. And the agent would record the amount of the commission only. Say, she's pretty good.
A license with standalone functionality should recognize revenue at a point in time, because the purpose is to make the item available for use.
Fancy meeting you here, Miss Wondrous. Or is it O'Malley?
Okay, you found me, but I really do need your help.
You seem to know more about licensing than you would let on.
Okay, so I can account for music and films. What's it to you?
You may think it's simple, but what about a license for symbolic intellectual property?
Like a brand or something? Well, I don't know.
I'm afraid that'll have to be recognized over time, sweetheart.
Look, time's something I don't got a lot of, so get to your point.
I found your guy this morning. He's dead.
Then it's even more important that you find the Estonian Pigeon for me.
The what? Forget it, lady. Our business is done. I'm going back to my office. Say, you know, it's not often you hear a good zither tune. When I walked into my office, there was a strange man waiting nervously. More nervous than a VHS tape salesman in a souvenir magnet shop.
You talking to me?
What can I do for you?
I need you to find a pigeon.
Look, if I find this pigeon, I expect to collect my fee, you see. Without collectability, the contract fails the criteria, and that delays my revenue recognition. I don't want to wait until my work is done. I've delivered the pigeon, or we call it quits, and I just keep the deposit to recognize my hard-earned revenue. No way, find someone else.
You have to help me. My boss must have the pigeon.
Let's see what this is all about. Who is this guy anyway? Wait, what's this? Aha! Now I know where to find this pigeon-loving boss. Now you want to hire me to find this Estonian pigeon thing?
That's right. It's commissioned and made in Estonia every year for a special celebration.
Just then, the strange man from my office rushed into the room. He looked flustered like a cat that stumbled into an automatic car wash.
You know I can hear you.
So, I was right. He does work for you. Look, we got timing issues here. There are 2 minimum requirements to recognize revenue.
You don't think I already know that? You underestimate me, Mr. Shovel.
Okay? Convince me.
First, the agreement has to meet the definition of a contract.
Go on.
Then, the contract has to meet the criteria. Luxor! Cut that out!
So the contract may have to be modified to meet the standards. Tell me something I don't know.
Hold it right there, tough guy. Luxor, use your weapon to keep our friend in line. Have you considered customer loyalty programs?
Yes. Those would only be considered as a distinct performance obligation if they convey a material right.
In that case, you'd simply evaluate them, taking into consideration whether those benefits were available to others, not the program as well. I've had enough of this!
Look. I'm a reasonable man. Just get me the pigeon.
All right, I'll get it. But on my terms. Wait a minute. What's in this coffee?
Let's just say it's not pumpkin spice.
When I woke up, my head was pounding like a long-lost relative on the door of a recent lottery winner. Against my better judgment, I went in search of the pigeon. As I entered my apartment, I wasn't surprised to see the 3 of them there. 4 would have been a surprise, but not 3.
He's doing it again, boss.
Do you have the pigeon?
Yes. And is it from Estonia?
Let's see. Is this what you're looking for?
Get it.
What a lovely pigeon pinata!
Oh, perfect! Now I can properly celebrate my birthday!
Happy birthday, boss.
Thank you, Luxor!
Case solved. If I never saw those 3 again, I'd never see them again. Another day, another dollar recognized.